Hi, friends. Gene Valentino from the GrassRoots TruthCast. Mike Lindell's been with us on our shows for nearly 3 years now. Go to mypillow.com, promo code GeneV, or you can call it in. It's 1-800-589-4706. Mike's was a one-problem solution company with one product, the pillow. Today, it's hundreds of items in his website, mypillow.com. Now he's gotten to a point where the word's gotten out and they're having a $25 extravaganza. You can get a 2-pack multi-use pillow set for just $25. You got the My Pillow sandals for just $25. You also have their 6-pack bathroom towels for just $25 a set, and the brand new 4-pack dish towels, just $25. So they have an extravaganza underway right now with many super prices. Good time to start surfing mypillow.com and look through their entire store line of items for holiday gift giving this fall and winter. Thanks for joining us on GrassRoots TruthCast, and thank you, Mike Lindell and the MyPillow family, for being our sponsor on Gene Valentino's GrassRoots TruthCast.
With breaking news and political commentary from a public servant, serial entrepreneur, community leader, philanthropist, and American patriot, and a darn nice guy, it's time for the GrassRoots TruthCast and your host, Gene Valentino.
Hi, friends. Gene Valentino. Welcome to episode number 4 with Nanda Baghi. He's an entrepreneur. He's been with Fortune 500 companies. He's a very big entrepreneur in the United States. He's an American citizen, folks, a proud American citizen that reminds me of what my grandfather said as an Italian immigrant about this being such a melting pot of people from around the world. And what continues to make it so successful is that government, as much as we complain about it here in the United States, is still the best deal going in the world because it provides incentives for the many, not the few. And the problem we're running into now, which we have to pay attention to, is to make sure the incentives government provides continue to be offered to the many and not the few. The select few at the top in the Democrat Party regime under the Biden administration now is eating your lunch, and the social Marxist philosophy is creeping up to your door. Can you see it? You don't have to believe me. Ask Nanda Baghi. Nanda, join us. Thanks for joining us here on GrassRoots TruthCast. Our episode is the economy, pricing, inflation. Take the ball and run with it. Go for it.
Thank you. Thank you, Gene, for having me. It's a great honor and pleasure to be here again. So as you all know, economy, the key features of any economy starts with diverse economic sectors, namely service industry, manufacturing, agriculture, and energy, plus consumer driven as well, and then innovation and technology, and the labor markets, and international trade, and dealing with various financial systems. So as a US, we are a global leader and we are, number one in economy. And but still, we could not do the match of government spending, consumer driven, because the confidence is so low, especially after pandemic. Our consumers are not aggressively buying the houses or buying the cars or making some investments. So our GDP, even though it's at about $26 trillion annually, we do not have the consumer confidence, nor we do not have the interest rates are all-time high, and people are scared to invest in any new enterprise or new venture or new house. Everybody is just hoping to have a turnaround. Yes, we have seen the turnaround in the last 100 years, at least 5 turnarounds. In Great Depression in 1920s, and then after 42, and then Second World War, And more recently, we have seen the depressions, before Bill Clinton took the office in 92. He's the best president in our lifetime for economy, who has put our country with a $5.6 trillion surplus. We should give that credit to him, irrespective of the party lines. But unfortunately, in the last 25 years, we ended up today at $35 trillion debt. That means when I walked into this country in early 2000, we had a surplus of 5.5 or about $6 trillion surplus. That was a country I walked in, and today we have a $35 trillion negative. That means we owe this money to various institutions, various governments, and then all that. So that means we are giving the country 35 times worse to our children and grandchildren. And this has to change, because the interest itself is a $1 trillion interest annually we are adding up. The only way you can do it is basically having free enterprise, promote industries, promote manufacturing in our country, promote all the rules, regulations, and red tape, cut down all the red tape, and make these business entrepreneurs, innovators, create more jobs, create more products, create more services. And that's the only way we can make this economy stronger. As you know, the main components are GDP and a few other items: unemployment rate, inflation. Again, inflation is at a all-time high, over 9%. When Trump walked out of the office in January 2021, it was at 2.1. So in less than 4.5 or 3.5 years, we added up almost 7% to the inflation, and that lead to the prices, because we were 100% energy independent until 2021 January, and now we are 100% dependent on other countries, or for
Yeah.
our energy needs. So
Well,
we are actually.
what's wrong with you, Nanda? Don't you know that that's all Donald Trump's fault? I mean, he left office and look what happened. We got all these he left us with high inflation, high prices on gasoline. He look at the debt that went up each year under Donald Trump. I'm joking, of course, but
No, but one thing we have to make it clear. Yes, under Donald Trump, it was almost 7 trillion plus, or 7.2 trillion. But 4.2 trillion of that went for COVID and tax cuts. So let's not confuse, because people always talk about numbers. Oh, it was only 1.5 trillion average under Obama, under Biden. But one year, because that one year is 2020. So don't confuse the numbers. That numbers, you need to go to the next level. Why it was 7.2 or 7.5 trillion? That's because of two major reasons. We never had a pandemic like COVID in 100 years. The last one was from 1920s, and we never had a situation like that. So obviously he had given, and one of the recipient to receive that grant for our small business. Otherwise the doors and lights would be off. So he has given
yeah,
thousands and hundreds of thousands of business owners, that grant money and all that, which we are never heard something like that would be given by a government. So he did the two major things. One is the giving the tax cuts to everybody, including the working class and middle class and executives and super billionaire. All 5 to 10 classes, everybody got a tax break depending on their income level. So that never happened in our at least in my 25 years. I've not seen that kind of tax credits or tax discounts.
yeah,
And that again, he is the one. He knows the business. He is a entrepreneur himself. He has launched 210 business. Yes, six of them failed, and he went through four bankruptcies. But it's not like he only started four business. All four went bankrupt in his 70 years. Because I'm putting all his first 8 years as a kid. After that, he was working with his uncle John Trump, who was appointed by U.S. government to in review and give a report on Nikola Tesla patents. So he was working from the age 8 to 18 or 22 under John Trump. So he got that ideas of a patent, how to create a patent, how to make a patent, how to make money out of a patent as a royalties. All that he learned from age 8 to age 21. So that's a kind of a background he brings to the table, and he's basically, a peacemaker. If you look at it, he has done peace deals with everybody, Russia, North Korea, and we will never see another leader like him, in our lifetime. Even if somebody can perform 50%, 50, half of what he has done, I can change my opinion, but I don't think anybody capable of doing what he has delivered, not just
Yeah,
talks. Because
absolutely. I remember Rudyard Kipling, the poet, his in his poem "If," you can walk with kings yet not lose the common touch, and treat those wealthy people and those poor people, they're both imposters, treat them just the same, he would say. It's an interesting, we're talking with Nanda Baghi, and he's been a very successful business executive and entrepreneur here in the States. But prior to your arrival in the States, it's been very interesting. I remember going back to 1970, the Chrysler Automotive Company. Remember Lee Iacocca? He went to the government, asked for about $25 million to cover payroll. He had to cover the payroll because he was putting 14,000 to 20,000 people out of work, which was a lot of jobs at the time. And the government stepped up and gave him a loan. And the joke is he paid the loan back. Nanda, he paid the loan back with interest. Today, people coming to the government, loan? I'm not paying that back. Don't you know, today loans are forgiven. Look at the student loan situation. They they ignore loans and expect people to get off scot-free. It ties in to what inflation is all about. It's the spending of government money and creating this inflation. Government spending equals inflation. Yes or no?
definitely, yeah. The inflation is because the number of dollars government generates and number of dollars they spend. The net negative is more. The inflation will go up. Basically, when you have government incoming dollars or less and outgoing is more, so that leads to inflation. And basically, we as a country, we need to take care of the inflation. The only way to address the inflation is being energy independent 100%, which means drill baby drill. Within US, we have more oil than Saudi Arabia, more oil than Venezuela, more oil than Canada or Russia. We could do that here. And again, yes, there are some environmental issues around that. I understand the basics as a chemical engineer, but still, when we do this, at least if not 100%, if the energy usage in our country per year, we need to do at least 25 to 50% in house or in the country, and then outsource only when that is in a need. We end up buying the oil from other countries, making them richer and richer. That's how UAE and Saudi Arabia, all these countries, where they, in less than 50 years, they are better than us today, in some way or other. So
Nanda, Nanda Baghi, thank you for talking with us today during episode number 4, Economy, Inflation, and Pricing. We're going to talk about a rather interesting topic, abortion and abortion rights, the right to life. Our next segment, segment number 5, with Nanda Baghi, right after this.
Thanks for joining us for Gene Valentino's GrassRoots TruthCast. Be sure to like and subscribe, and God bless America.
Hi, I'm Scott Walter, president of Capital Research Center and author of the new book, Arabella. I'd like to encourage you to subscribe to GrassRoots TruthCast wherever you get your podcasts. I know you'll find a lot of valuable material and learn exciting things.